Tiffany Talks. Today's episode is really focusing on what is happening currently in our world today, which is that if you are on social media or if you're just living your life, you will notice that there are a lot of suicides happening. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago when my daughter, um, her best friend, London Long, committed suicide. And we could not figure out for the life of us, like what happened. And so if you guys give me the chance just to talk with you openly about this subject, let me just get the chat going here. Openly about this subject, I will. Hey, Wendy. If you're checking in, this is a live conversation. So I will, sometimes it takes a while for me to see your messages. So you might need to post it again, but it's an open conversation. So if you have comments or anything, like there's going to be a forum where we can talk about this. When it first happened with London, it was, it happened once to me when I was in law school. One of my very good friends committed suicide. His name was Garrett. He was bipolar. He asked me if I wanted to go to a salsa class one day, and then the next day, he shot himself in the head. And basically the same thing happened to Milan. And this weekend, I think that we were all shaken by the two public suicides. One of Regina King, if you know her, she's an Academy Award winning actress, and her only son Ian committed suicide. And then recently, Chelsea Christ is her last name. She committed suicide. Now, everyone seems to be talking about her, right? And because what she represents, if this weren't a live video, I see Robin and Angelina and Ann checking in. Hi, everybody. If this weren't a live video, I'll be able to put a picture up of her. But she was Miss America 2019. She was a lawyer. She was on Extra, so she had a Hollywood job. She was beautiful. She had what everybody, hey Sean, hey Ty, she had what everybody believed was the best look, right? So she had one of the most popular looks, long curly hair almost to your butt, like the skin tone that everybody finds acceptable. She was fit. She had a great personality. She seemed like she had everything. Well, she had a great family. It seemed like she had brothers and sisters. Her mom was really involved in her life. Hey, Fuzi. And then she basically went on top of her roof and jumped like 30 feet. The day before that, she was posting on Instagram about her closet and this and that. I went back. And so this really shook the world because people think that when you commit suicide, it's because you don't like, the way your life is going financially, or the way your love life is going, or you don't feel worthy, like you don't like the way you look, or you don't feel successful, and we all are striving for, it's like this image of what success means, right? And then when you never find it after a while, I see Lojine and Wafa, after a while, you start to feel really empty inside, because no matter what you do, you're always chasing success. And it's always just ahead of you where you can see it, but you can't touch it. So we believe that is a motivating factor for people committing suicide. And I am going to say that it's something different. I'm going to say that it's something different, you guys, because I've been thinking about this and pondering ever since what happened with London. What is happening in our world that there's so many suicides, and young people who seem to have everything going for themselves just want to end their lives. They want to end their lives. So what I realized, I just had the most amazing retreat, right? We did a retreat. You guys heard me talking about it. It was the Fit, Fierce, and Fabulous Wellness Retreat, and it was a small group of women, powerful group of women, and we really got to sort of open up and expose the things that are on our heart, doubts and fears and goals and dreams, and to connect with each other. And it was really beautiful. It was one of the things that I'm most proud of that I've accomplished, you know, in this year so far. It was great. And what I noticed is that it's not really about the success. It's about the now, you guys. How are you feeling in the now, right? And how are you able to navigate through those emotions where you feel like now is no longer worth living? Like your now is so unfulfilling, right? That you don't even see a future for yourself. And so I believe that's what's happening in our world, because like everything that we see, right? Whether it's on social media, you know, we have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, at some point you're looking at these things, and your images, but on the inside, there's emptiness, you guys. On the inside, there's emptiness. And no one's talking about what people are feeling in the now. They're talking about what they're doing. They're talking about what they look like. They're talking about how much money they have. But none of that stuff matters if you don't feel good on the inside. If you don't, you can be, I remember Mary J. Blige, it struck me, I was watching her show, and she said, I was so successful, but I didn't feel successful on the inside. And because of that, it doesn't matter if you don't feel it, right? So no one's really talking about what's happening in your heart and what's happening in your mind, right? So, and I talked about this, and yeah, full of despair, right? Full of despair. Like, what is that about? And we can point our fingers at the people who just say, you know what? Like, enough. Like, and they pick up a gun and they shoot themselves, or they jump off a building. Like, what is that? Like, it makes me so sad, you guys, that this is happening. But look, there are people, and you might be one of those persons, who are killing themselves slowly every day. And I want you to hear that. You kill yourself slowly with abuse of your body, with alcohol, right? There's some people that are so lonely and isolated and they feel helpless, and so they're drinking all the time. Drug abuse, sexual abuse of your body. You submit yourself to it because you just are dead inside. Eating, you're stuffing your emotions because of the emptiness that's in there, right? Isolation. This pandemic has created a lot of isolation. And what does isolation do? You feel lonely, you feel despair, you don't feel connected. And these are some of the symptoms of an overall condition of not addressing matters of the mind and matters of the heart. Are you guys hearing me? I see you, Melanie. I see you, Joseph. I see you, Sarah. Matters of the mind and matters of the heart, right? Everything that we talk about is so external. How do you look? What couple do you have? How much money do you make? How successful are you? But are you allowed to be hurt? Are you allowed to be struggling? Are you allowed to be confused? And where do you go to when you have those emotions? What do you do? So I don't know if many of you know, and just allow me to sort of like do a stream of consciousness, because this is an issue that's heavy on my heart, and I'm not saying that I have all the solutions, but I can share with you what I know until now. When I was 10 years old, my mom had a stroke. And I do believe that, you know, it changed the trajectory of my life forever. So she went from this beautiful, you know, glamorous woman to where she couldn't walk, she didn't feel good about herself, and for the rest of her life, she was never able to get back. You know, we don't get back. she was never able to get back to who she was. And I made up in my mind that it was my job to fix her, right? And so I gave her workouts and health programs, and I took her to gyms, and she resisted. And I would get frustrated, and we would fight, and all of these things. And for years this went on until finally I decided to surrender. Like, this is her life's journey. And then thankfully at the end, like, I stopped trying to change her and started trying to see her, what she was going through. Now, what I didn't have the skills to do, which I have now, which I think that this is that, like, as when she had a stroke, it basically sent me on the pathway of fitness and health, right? So I was doing workouts and helping people get in shape and feel good and look good and all of that. But the realization that I had later on, 30 years later, of this issue with her, was that I was never able to train and transform her mind. I didn't have the tools for that. So when I finally understood what was necessary in order to move from despair, scarcity, fear of success and fear of failure, by the way, fear of success and fear of failure. And then I sort of dove into this work of transformational leadership. And I was able to, because listen, you guys, there have been moments when I felt like no matter what I do, it's not enough. No matter how much I work, it's not hard enough. No matter how many people that I touch, I'm still struggling. Like, struggling with, self-image, struggling with love relationships, struggling with success, like struggling with not being who I thought I was meant to be on the planet. Like, struggling, right? But I got the tools. Thank God, really, for this work. I got the tools to not only help myself, but to help other people in the struggle, right? And it's really about transforming your mind and your heart. Transforming your mind and your heart so that you can be the person that feels successful on the inside. You can be the person that feels successful on the inside. I'm going to offer 2 solutions for you guys. I have a coaching course, and this is not like, okay, here's my course. This is how I can help you. I'm bringing this subject up because I know people are struggling out there, and this is what I can do to help. I have a transformational course called the Mindset Makeover. Now, it's a very exclusive group of people because of the work is very intensive, it's personal, it's vulnerable, so it's not available to a lot of people. It's expensive for some, not for others, but some might think it's expensive, but it can save your life. It can save your life. So I'm going to pop the link for that. You guys can email me at getfit@trfc.club and let me know that you're interested in the course. Like I say, it's a very limited amount of people, but these are the tools that I wish I would have had to help my mom, right? And there's also a course that my daughter is enrolling in, right? And it's a teen course for transformational leadership. And it's free, you guys. It's for ages 13 to 17. I'm gonna pop the link in the box too. It's not my course, but it's teaching the work of transformation, and it's gonna be amazing. So it's free, it's online, and it's from ages 13 to 17. So if you know a teen that really could use this, check out the link. I was looking for the link, so it might not be in there right now, but as soon as it's over, it's going to be done. So back to the topic at hand, like why there are so many suicides in the world. How many people are you truly connected to? that truly know your heart and your mind? How many people do you allow to know the real you instead of the facade? How many people, when you ask them how they are, will actually tell you how they are, right? And that's the real issue, you guys. That's the real issue. We, as a society, are a shell of inauthenticity. We're a shell of inauthenticity. And we get to be authentic about what it means to be in this world. And if it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? What can I do? If it's meant to be, it's up to you. What can you do? And one thing that you can start doing is being honest. Being honest with what you're going through, being honest with what you feel, with the struggles, with the pains. And be honest all the time. And I tell you, eventually somebody will listen. Because those people, imagine, London, if he had been honest about what he was going through, somebody could have said, listen, London, right? This is only a moment in time. The sun shines tomorrow. You can get help through this, right? Imagine if, and actually on the day that London died, another one of his classmates, I found out, committed suicide. And then Regina King's son, who's everything, right? She's the money, success. What kind of pressures must he have been experiencing, right? And I also interviewed someone for my retreat. Her name was Tiffany Cartwright, and I want to just put this plug out there for her. She worked her way through a lot of struggles in her life, but she ended up doing this skincare line called Glam, Glam. It's a body scrub and it's a foot scrub, and you can find it in Walmart. You can also find it in Target. And she said that so many people, this really stuck with me, so many people know you in your glory, but they don't know your story, right? They know you in your glory, but they don't know your story. And I want you guys to give yourself permission to tell your stories. Give yourself permission to open your heart. Give yourself permission to be vulnerable, to let it go, to put down all that stuff that you're carrying with you every day that you think that's just, it's a burden that's too much to bear, right? This is 2022, those are angel numbers, right? This gets to be the year of vulnerability, of transformation, of self-love. I want you guys to do something today. I want you to, and it makes me really sad, but I want you to, everybody that you come in contact with, can you try to really look them in the eyes? Look them in the eyes. See how they're doing. Take a few moments to care enough to see through the windows of their souls. And when you say pain, you see pain there, like create space just to listen. Just to listen. It could be with a stranger, it could be with a family member, it could be with a classmate or a workmate, but we jump through life, thing after thing, without slowing down to really connect with one another, to see with each other, to be with each other. And this pandemic has exacerbated that. It's exacerbated the loneliness, the isolation, and the facade. And we can't look out and say, hey, somebody needs to fix this, right? These young people are dying, you guys. This is our future. It's our generation. Like, it's up to us. And if you're a young person, it's up to you too. It's up to you too. And if you are hurting and killing yourself slowly, right, with drugs and alcohol, abusive behavior, overeating, all these addictions, right? That's another form of suicide, right? And it starts with, like, stop pretending with yourself and getting real about the fact that you are worth it, that you matter, that the sun does shine tomorrow, right? And that every day that you wake up is an opportunity to get better, to get better. So I encourage you to not try and go this alone, right? What do I always say? We are better together. This is to be left alone. So you guys leave a comment below, right? Leave a comment below. I'm going to put a few links in here. One is for the Mindset Makeover, and that is for the course of Transformational Leadership. And like I said, it's expensive, right? I'm just flat out. The reason why it's expensive is because I'm worth it, right? That's me. I know I'm worth it. The time and what I'm going to teach you, I'm worth it. And as a coach. And the other thing is we have the teen leadership course from ages 13 to 17, which is free. I want you guys to really look into that. And the other thing is, if you just want to talk to somebody, I'm going to put a link in here for suicide prevention. And if you have something heavy on your heart, right, heavy on your heart, then send me your phone number. Send me your phone number. I'm willing to listen. So send me your phone number at GetFit@TRFC, right? Every single person, listen, we're all on the same journey through life together. I see you, I feel you, I love you. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you don't want to reach out to me, reach out to someone that maybe you don't know that they want to listen, but you can ask them to listen. Hey, can you just listen to me for a minute? I just want to talk about what's on my heart. And don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to open up. Don't be afraid to share the despair that you may be feeling, because what you might find is that somebody else is going through that same thing, and your voice normalized it for them. Your voice made them feel like they're okay. Like they're okay. So I hope this episode motivated you to not only open up yourself, but to reach out to other people. Because the way we're going right now, right? The way we're going right now, we can look and say, oh, that's too bad. That's really, really sad. Or we can get into committed action and do whatever we can to save our lives and the lives of others. So if you're listening to this right now, no matter what you're going through, and it may seem rough, and it may seem like you're not going to make it, I want you to connect with your higher power, whatever that is, whoever that is, the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, whoever it is, it really doesn't matter. Connect with your higher power and know that the sun does shine tomorrow. And just ask for a sign, just one little sign, right? To show you how you matter. And that you're meant to be here for a reason. And I want to say one other thing, you guys. One other thing. If you look back on your life, you can actually see that all the things that you thought were really challenging, that really were really hurtful, that were hard to get through, they happened for your highest and greatest good. They happened for you. They didn't happen to you. They happened for you. Our souls choose these journeys, and our obstacles are opportunities. They're just opportunities for us to grow, for us to expand, to be vulnerable, to live. To live, you guys. Choose life. Life is right now. Choose it. Each moment. Okay, so I hope that message landed with you guys. I could go on and on. If you have any comments, go ahead and type them in the chat. I see Jivi is here, powerful leader. I love you, Jiviaka. Who else is here? So I can give you guys a shout out to let you know I see you, I love you, you matter. Okay? I see you, I love you, you matter. Okay? So type in the chat. I really want to connect with you. I really want to just say your name, right? Jasmine, Jasmine, beautiful raw star. I see you. I love you. Who else? Who else is here? Nazva, I see you. I love you. You matter. Melanie, I see you. I love you. Heike, I see you. I love you. Anne, I see you. I love you. You matter. Who else is here? Type your name in the chat. This is you mattering. You making a difference by showing up for yourself. By saying, looking at yourself in the middle and say, I love you. Sean, who else? Who else is there? Thank you guys. Thank you for the love. All right, if you know that this message gets to be heard by somebody, just share it with them. And Wendy, I see you. I love you. You matter, girl. You matter. If, yes, if you know anybody that needs to hear this message, if you know anybody that needs someone to listen to them, share it. Share it. Hi, Fuzi. I see you. I love you. You matter. Okay? Share it with them. Share this message with them. All right, you guys, I love you. I'll see you next week. We're on for a new schedule. So if you haven't signed up to get my weekly schedule, make sure that you sign up because it's been a little bit off this week. I've missed you all in the workouts, but I've been at the retreat. It's been awesome. It's incredible. It was so worth it. Thank you, Sean. And we're going to get back on track with our workouts, being fit, fierce, and fabulous. But listen, hey, 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 take the time to look somebody in their eyes and see how they're doing. Hey, Max Strange, I see you, I love you, you matter. Bye.